Guys, I chatted to the guys who are speaking this morning. You guys can come up. I think we'll do that first. Come on, come on. Gareth, maybe you come up as well, my man. I'm pulling you in, I'm roping you in. Best things come out of spontaneity, I'm telling you. So while the guys come up, we had XCC last weekend, and if you don't know what it's all about, it's a 4-day event where they basically take us as a group of men. On average, I think there's about 150 men that go every year. It's twice a year, one in, I think it's April and one in September. And really, it's a time of laying your burdens down before God. It's amazing what happens when there's a huge physical element with this. I'm not going to lie. And that's why Yanni, who heads it up, says, geez, when people sign up, don't they see that it's XCC, Extreme Character Challenge? Because apparently some folks get there and they think it's like just a total reflection time where you sit on the hill with a doily on your head and you read the Bible. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There's seasons, amen? And but yeah, they basically take your phones away, they take your watch away, you have no reference of time. They don't tell you the itinerary, and you go into a team of, we were a team of 12 this year, including Berger, our guide, and you surrender it all. You have no control. And that was the one thing for me, and I think many men battle is the minute the watch goes and the phone goes, and you ask a guide, where are we going and how long is it going to be? And he says, I can't tell you, just come along. And wasn't that the call with Jesus and the disciples? He kind of said, hey, come, leave everything behind, follow me. And they didn't ask why and where and how. They jumped on board, and there was just an amazing revival that happened through that process. And so I'm going to get these guys to speak a bit on what they experienced on this weekend. And I'm going to choose, let's do Murray first. Cool.
Hey guys, my name is Murray, and I was invited to XCC by this man, Jotham. And Jotham went out of his way to tell us as little as possible about this trip. And now that we've been told to be strategic about how we give feedback, so we got to be quite vague and leave some mystery there as well, so just bear with us. But like Jotham said, I think the whole thing's structured around not being in control, and I think as men, you're always trying to plan and be in control and work things out in advance, and being in that setting where you aren't in control and you don't know what's coming up ahead of you really was quite unique, and it puts you in a place where you have to be vulnerable and open, and there was a lot of change that came from this weekend. One thing that I can say that I learned about myself, I learned that I'm quite particular and fussy. I've been married to my wife for 8 years, and we've never gone camping all of these years, and it's because Kelly just likes the luxuries of a bed and a shower, and she doesn't like to rough it. And I always complain and said, come, let's just go camping. You're so fussy and particular. And now I thought, okay, cool, here's a chance for me to actually go camping. I'm really going to enjoy this, get one with nature, just have some awesome time. And I think after the first night, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'd moved my tent a couple of times during the night because out of 150 guys, maybe 60 of them are treacherous snorers, and I just could not fall asleep. And the wind was blowing, and there was smoke, and I moved myself to the outskirts of the camp, and now I was worried about baboons coming attacking me. And at 5 o'clock, I was still literally trying to fall asleep, and I heard the men wake up and shout, Mora, Mora, it's time to get up, and I hadn't even slept. And I think after that first night, I learned camping's really not for me. So this is not a great start to the weekend. I also learned that, so we did a little bit of a walk, a little brisk stroll up and down some hills, which wasn't too bad. I learned that sometimes going down a hill is more tough than going up. That's what they complain about in Comrades. I'll just leave it at that. I won't say too much more about the walking. Um, I think from a spiritual side of things, it was really, really great. I think there was so much camaraderie and brotherhood in the guys just helping everybody out and carrying bags and encouraging, and it was quite tough. So there was a lot of like morale boosting, and we really, really got close with one another. Often spent a lot of time talking about God and talking about each other and encouraging each other. And at the end of the weekend, we spent a little bit of time where we took a big rock and we wrote down our burdens on the rock and we put it at the foot of the cross. And I went off on my own and I just sat on the side of the mountain and just looked into this beautiful, beautiful landscape and just took some time to speak to my God directly, you know, not talk about God, but talk to God directly. And just as soon as I did that, I just broke down and started crying, and it was just an incredible, incredible, refreshing connection with God again that you can't really get in your normal day-to-day life. It was just in this really unique setting that allowed us to connect with God deeply like that again. And a lot of personal sharing amongst friends. A lot of these guys are in a cell group with me, and I know them quite well, but never before have we connected sort of on this intimate level before. Just really, really encouraging with one another, crying together, praying. It was really, really amazing. I had an awesome time. And camping is not for me, but I would still encourage people to go just because of the spiritual side of things and how much it did for us. It was really, really good. Thank you.
So I would like to point out that I'm not the brightest oak in the bunch. A week before XCC, we went to watch my son do his races at school. And I said to Reen, I'm not going to run in a dad's race because that's just stupid, 6 days before a hike. And then there was a bit of peer pressure because they had no dads, so I decided I'm going to run anyway. And so 6 days before we were supposed to leave on the hike, I managed to tear my hamstring over here. And it was between grade 2 and grade 3, proper tear. So Friday, I couldn't walk. I went to a physio, and she had a look, and she said, no, you got a proper tear going. Then they made an appointment for me for Monday to come back. Saturday, I met with the boys, and I said, look, I've done something stupid. And I said to Jesus, I've done something stupid. I can't fix this. And so they prayed with me on Saturday. Mark prayed with me on Sunday. And my favorite time was when we were coming into church, and Kevin saw me. And Kevin, he says things as they are. So he said, that's it, boy, you're not going with us. And my daughter was standing there, and my daughter has a fair level of faith above mine. And she said to Kev, he's going up the mountain, Kev. And he says, no, he's not. She says, he's going up the mountain. He says, bar a miracle, this man is not walking anywhere up that mountain. And my daughter said, Kevy, we don't bar miracles. So that is my new quote of the week, because Monday, the appointment I had with the physio was mixed up. They'd got 2 Gareths on the same day, and they managed to mix it up. So they said, we're so sorry we can't give you the appointment, but can you come back on Wednesday, and you'll see a senior physio. So on Monday, I could walk like this. On Tuesday, I could get my foot turned in, but I couldn't take a step up anything. On Wednesday, I went into the physio. On the way into the physio, I had to hop up the stairs because I couldn't get in there. And my wife came with me because I needed more faith than mine. So we went in, and I said, we said basically this. She says, my husband's going on this hike. It's like about 40 Ks up and down. We just took a random guess because they don't actually tell us. And she said, this is kind of what we're going to be doing. And so she listened to me. She turned around. I showed her. I had a purple bruise up here. And she said, you're not going anywhere, mate. So we said, okay. She said, but I'll check you out. So she did some exercises. She lifted my left leg to see how strong it is. Turns over and she says, okay, I'm going to pull on your left leg. I want to see how much strength you got. And then I'll pull as hard as I can. So she pulls my left leg until I can't hold it anymore. And she said, okay, now I'm going to do the same to your right leg. And she put 2 fingers on so she wouldn't hurt me. And she pulled a little bit. And I was expecting the shooting pain, which I'd been having. And it didn't come. And then she pulled with 4 fingers, and the pain didn't come. And then she gave it a good tug, and nothing happened. And she said, I cannot explain it, but your bruising doesn't match up with your recovery. So she's like, it's unbelievable. I don't understand it. So she taped me up, and I went to this hike expecting, honestly, because my daughter said she felt God saying, I'm going up the mountain. My wife felt the same, and I didn't have that level of faith, but I was like, maybe I camp in the parking lot. Who knows? So I went, kind of expecting to camp in the parking lot, and Joe let me these walking poles, and the first set out of the hike, I thought, okay, this is it. This is where the hill starts. Maybe the pain comes now, and it never did. So, yeah.
Yeah, this I think is actually harder coming up and talking in front than ecstasy is nothing to. But Gareth, I have to say, his leg healing was other than America. His nickname is the Mountain Goat, and he was just running ahead of us there. He was amazing how quick his leg healed. Yeah, everyone's pretty much said everything that I was going to say, but I think the main thing was just losing our watches and phones, and it was really a good time to be able to focus with God. It was my intention going there, and it really helped stripping all that away and not thinking of work and everything, and just sharing and getting to know these guys on a deeper level. And then the other thing is, I know it's extreme character building, but our group, we had a guy, Matrick, was the youngest, and the oldest guy was 73 in our group. So the guys there, I know you're looking at all of us here and you're thinking, geez, these are strong, buff guys, easy for them. But it's anyone can do it. We had all shapes and sizes up there. Your team goes to the slowest guy, so I encourage everyone, if you're feeling it's something you'd like to do but you can't, you can do it. You've got a whole year to start walking and get ready for it. So yeah, it'd be cool to join you on the next one if you're there.
Cool.
Yeah, last weekend, eh? So last weekend at XCC was, so it was a great experience. It was a time of facing your fears and breaking down walls and just acknowledging and stepping into what Christ has made us men to be. So there's something unique about that sort of environment where you are free to go through the emotions and you have no distractions and also you form a brotherhood who don't judge you but love you, and they also they help you go through these things and show love at the same time. So for me personally, I didn't realize all the hurt and the stuff that I was still holding back from my past, and being on that mountain on the Saturday at the foot of the cross, it's just these things resurfaced, and I felt the Holy Spirit say, and now is the time to let go. So yeah, it was a great experience, and I'm always grateful for it. Thank you.
Thanks so much. What's up, guys?